Apparently, Jennifer Hudson might be pregnant with Common's baby. Reports claim she turned him down when he proposed last year, which could have led to their breakup. If that's true, Tiffany Haddish's recent shade makes the situation even more dramatic, as many now believe she exposed Jennifer's biggest secret. With Jennifer and Common remaining completely silent, fans are left speculating about both a breakup and a possible baby on the way. The entire situation looks messy, especially considering Common's reputation for dating widely across Hollywood without ever sticking around long enough to show he's truly serious. All of that has to be addressed.
I was disappointed. I was very disappointed. I was like, oh, okay, that's not what you told me, but okay.
Tiffany Haddish has officially turned Jennifer Hudson's love life into a circus. The internet is convinced she let slip the one secret Jennifer has been hiding from everyone, that she might be pregnant with Common's baby. That rumor has been spreading everywhere, and it's striking because Tiffany's shade has always carried extra weight. Whenever she talks about Jennifer or Common, fans don't just hear jokes, they hear receipts. Take, for example, the time a fan asked Tiffany if she ever received the necklace Common supposedly gave her to pass along. She clapped back that she never got it, suggesting he probably handed it directly to Jennifer Hudson instead. That small exchange quickly blew up, with many convinced Common was already involved with Jennifer while he was still with Tiffany.
He might be the type of person that never, really settles with somebody. Maybe he's like he's like a bee going from flower to flower to flower. I don't know.
Everyone knows Common has an endless list of exes, but Tiffany seems to have saved a special kind of bitterness for Jennifer. Out of everyone watching this drama unfold, she's probably the one laughing the loudest right now. But let's get back to the pregnancy rumors, because here's where things really thicken. This isn't the first time people have speculated that Jennifer might be expecting. Months ago, fans thought they spotted a baby bump during an Essence Christmas promo shoot. One outfit in particular, a black, form-fitting dress, sparked a wave of comments, and not long after, the video mysteriously disappeared. As one outlet put it, some speculate that Essence took down other videos at her request, and that was all it took to send the rumor mill into overdrive. Even now, with Jennifer often appearing in loose, flowy outfits on her talk show, the speculation just won't die down. But as another article explained, after 8 months, a baby bump that hasn't grown probably isn't a baby bump at all. Still, fans refuse to let the whispers go, and Tiffany's latest words only added more fuel to the fire. Honestly, can a woman not enjoy a little food pouch sometimes? God forbid she gain a bit of weight. Before diving into Tiffany's newest shade, let's not forget that she actually dated Common, and she wasn't halfway about it. Tiffany was head over heels, bragging about quarantining with him during the pandemic, showing him off on Instagram Live, and even talking about marriage. But instead of a ring, she got flowers on her birthday and excuses when he eventually walked away. After their breakup, she admitted he might just be like a bee, going from flower to flower, never settling down.
She might be the type of person that never, really settles with somebody. Maybe he's he's like a bee going from flower to flower to flower. I don't know.
But here's the thing, Tiffany wasn't lying. Common really has been through half the women in Hollywood, and every single time, he bailed the moment things got serious. Let's break it down. Back in the early 2000s, his first real love was Erykah Badu. By his own admission, he was devastated when it ended, though he claimed she was the one who called it quits. Erykah later hinted that he cheated, which lines up all too well with the pattern we've come to know. After that came a lineup of powerhouse women: Serena Williams, Taraji P. Henson, Angela Rye, even Ava DuVernay. All top tier, all stunning. He bagged them, smiled for the cameras, and then walked away. By the time Tiffany Haddish entered the picture, the pattern was already crystal clear. She gave him her whole heart, went public with their relationship, and even joked that she wanted him to propose with an apartment building instead of a ring. But instead of locking it down, Common pulled the same move. He blamed busy schedules and walked away, a reason Tiffany later said was not the real cause of their breakup.
Were you angry when you saw his answer?
I was disappointed. I was very disappointed. I was like, okay, because that's not what you told me, but okay.
Well, what did he tell you?
You know what? That's between us.
And then came Jennifer Hudson, the latest in a long line of women who thought they could change him. Jennifer truly believed she might be different, parading him around and proudly calling him that man of mine. Meanwhile, Common was on podcasts calling her one of his greatest blessings. But the receipts don't lie. He's been with the baddest of the bad in Hollywood, and none of those relationships lasted. By the time Jennifer stepped in, fans had already seen this movie play out 100 times. So, what made her think she was special? She wasn't. She was just next. Which is exactly why Tiffany's shade cut so deep. It wasn't just bitterness, it was experience. She knew the pattern because she lived it. And this time, her words didn't come off as a salty clapback. They felt like she knew more than she was letting on. What's ironic is that even though Tiffany has been throwing jabs since the breakup, Common has always tried to frame himself as the perfect boyfriend. On the surface, he sells himself as every woman's dream guy. Just last year, he was glowing on a podcast, calling Jennifer one of my greatest blessings and bragging about how they were equally yoked. He framed their romance like it was the mature love story he'd been waiting for his whole life. To outsiders, it sounded like wedding bells were around the corner. But fans weren't buying it, and honestly, they had every reason to doubt him. This is the same man who once called Erykah Badu his soulmate, gushed about Serena Williams being his rock, praised Taraji P. Henson as his dream woman, and bragged that Angela Rye pushed him to grow. Then came Tiffany Haddish, his so-called happy place, until he packed up his flowers and excuses and walked out. Every woman in his lineup was once his pillar of strength. But if all of them were his dream girls, maybe the real problem is that Common keeps waking up from those dreams, leaving the women behind to deal with the nightmare. And that brings us to the alleged defining moment in Common and Jennifer's so-called rom-com relationship, the proposal rumors. Word on the street is that Common wanted to lock Jennifer down with a ring, but she wasn't ready to say yes, and given her history, it made perfect sense. Remember, Jennifer was once engaged to WWE star David Otunga for nearly a decade. She had a son with him, survived an unthinkable family tragedy, and then fought through a messy custody battle where she accused David of aggression and manipulation. That experience left scars, and it made her cautious about rushing into marriage again. According to friends, after that engagement collapsed, Jennifer swore off marriage altogether, insisting it just wasn't in the cards for her. So, when Common allegedly came forward with a proposal, Jennifer reportedly pulled back. She knew his track record with women, she knew her own painful history, and deep down, she probably knew better than to gamble her peace on a man like Common. But here's the catch: Common's ego has always been front and center. This is someone who uses every relationship to polish his perfect man image. To parade Jennifer around as his greatest blessing and then hear her say no? That had to sting. And that sting is exactly why Tiffany's laughter cuts so deep, because if Jennifer really did turn him down, Tiffany's shade hit him right where it hurt. And while that proposal drama was hanging in the air, the next big question became, why are Jennifer and Common so quiet? Both of them have chosen the same strategy: silence. No confirmation, no denial, not a single word about whether the pregnancy or breakup rumors are true. In Hollywood, silence is never random. The less they say, the more people talk. And the more people talk, the more valuable the story becomes. Silence builds hype, boosts ratings for Jennifer's talk show, and leaves the door open for glossy magazine exclusives if she ever decides to tell her side. But here's the problem. Silence works for branding, not when Tiffany Haddish is in the picture. Her shade is being used as proof, and the internet isn't waiting for Jennifer's press release to decide what's real. If Jennifer doesn't step in soon, the whispers won't just shape her relationship, they'll reshape her reputation. Meanwhile, the internet did what it always does. It took over the narrative. TikTok is full of side-by-side photos of Jennifer in loose outfits, some swearing they see a bump, others rolling their eyes and calling it body shaming. And everyone, from fans to their grandmothers, is clowning Common as the man who just can't commit. One frustrated commenter even said, Men like Common pretend they're awake, but are spiritually dead inside, always chasing the shiniest thing. Another chimed in, he's not emotionally connected to anyone but himself, and by now, it's practically accepted that he's addicted to the love bombing stage. #narcissist. Others turned their frustration toward the women themselves, asking how many partners it takes before people realize Common isn't serious. Another theory floating around is that he's using Jennifer for clout. After all, in all of his interviews, he's never once said he loves her. He says everything except that. Fans believe Jennifer knows it too, but instead of pulling back, she embarrassed herself by openly caring more than he ever did. Either way, the conversation has shifted. It's no longer about Jennifer's music or her talk show. It's about Tiffany's jokes and Common's sad, messy history. As for Tiffany, some say she should focus on her lame comedy career, while others insist Jennifer needs to wake up, smell the co.